Okay, so now I'm going to show you something because now we're going to start talking about multiplication and division of decimals. Okay, so I'm going to start with again, reminding you that decimals are just fractions where the denominator is a power of 10, right? Because we can write this as what? 5 tenths times 3 tenths, right? And so what happens? When we multiply across and we get 15 over 100. So now look at that. So I had 10 and 10 and now I have 100. And so this equals 0.15. Okay? Now you could do it, if I do it this way, 0.5 times 0.3. What's going on here? I'm doing tenths times tenths. Okay? So if I multiply tenths by tenths, I get hundredths. And so 3 times 5 is 15, but it's going to be 15, and then but it's hundredths. So it's going to be, I got to make sure the 5 is in the hundredths place. So the thing is that the decimal points don't line up. Okay? It's not about lining up the decimal points. Okay? You can, because again, remember, you're taking a fraction of a fraction in this case, right? So you're getting a smaller number. When you take a fraction of a fraction, you're going to end up with a smaller number, not a bigger number. That's the thing about fractions. So if I have the decimal point here, then 3 times 5 is 15, but it's going to be 15 hundredths, right? Because this is tenths of tenths. Okay? Now, the key to multiplying decimals is to ignore the decimals. It turns out, right? It turns out that all you have to do is count the number of spots that you're in. How many place values are you at? Okay? So if you just ignore the decimal and treat it like whole numbers, and then count the digits to the right of the decimal point. Okay? So in this case here, I would just do what? 0.5 times 0.3. And I would ignore the decimal point. I would think of 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. And then I count how many digits are there to the right. 1, 2. So I put my decimal point here. So there's the decimal point. And I'm going to move it to the left the same number of spaces as there are digits to the right. So since I have 2 digits that are to the right of the decimal points, I'm going to go 1, 2, and so there's where my decimal point goes, and my answer is 0.15. That's the method that we use, or algorithm, if you will, of multiplying decimals. Okay? You ignore the decimal point, multiply the numbers as if they were whole numbers, and then what you do is you count the number of digits that are to the right of the decimal point, and that's how many places you're going to move the decimal point to the left. So now we'll go do some more examples and you'll see what I mean more.